Hey guys, so we're out here on one of the last open spaces in the garden that hasn't been planted in yet. I wish that I got this done a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or so, but it's okay, we've still got time. I'm going to go ahead and start amending the soil here because I want to plant some winter squash and pumpkins, things that we won't be harvesting until right after our first frost date. Hey mama. But pumpkin, squash, all that kind of stuff are really heavy feeders, and as you guys probably know, we put in this garden this year. This is new soil, so this fall we'll be amending it for the following year, which is really what you want to do to put in your compost, your manure, all that kind of stuff before winter time, but we weren't on this property to be able to do that. So I want to amend the soil just a little bit more right before we put in the squash seeds and the pumpkin seeds and all that. But first things first, I want to go ahead and re-break the soil back up a little bit. We did get a really good storm last night, lots of thunder, lightning, rain, all that good stuff. So the soil's still pretty nice, so it's a good day for planting because it's not drenched, but it is a little bit moist, which is going to help get those seeds activated and that kind of thing. So let me get to work real quick and we'll get this broken up so that we can go ahead and plant our seeds. Alright, my camera cut out halfway through that, so sorry, I'm not sure what was missed, but either way, so I've already started. Now that I've got the soil broken up on that top inch or two, I'm going to go ahead and start amending it with a couple amendments that I have. I'm using two different things. One, I'm using used coffee grounds. I already added a little bit just over the top without raking it in twice now, a couple weeks apart. And now I'm going to add one more good layer. The coffee grounds are going to be really good for the nitrogen. Just if you decide to do this, just make sure that they're used coffee grounds, because if they're not used, if they haven't been brewed yet, it's going to really up the acidity of your soil levels. It's going to adjust your pH a lot, but when they're brewed, it actually takes all the acidity out of the coffee grounds, and that's in the coffee that you're drinking, and then it leaves them with virtually a neutral pH. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch of hardwood ash, which came from my wood stove inside of what we burned over the winter time, so it's nice, good, clean ash. I'm going to go ahead and add that in here, and that should add a ton of calcium, and then it's going to add a lot of other micronutrients like manganese and that kind of thing to just help give the soil a good boost. So I'll sprinkle that over the top and then go ahead and just rake it into that top inch or two of it. Like I said, the nitrogen was my biggest concern, and then just because the squashes and gourds and all that are really heavy feeders, I want to add a little bit of those micronutrients too. Now that we've got all these spread out, I'm going to go ahead and use my wire rake and just rake it into those top 2 inches of soil or so. Alright, so we've got it all raked in, and I picked up some of the rocks. I didn't go too nuts with it. Rocks are never ending, and it's really not going to affect the squash and pumpkin. Oh, that was smart. I think I just ate a bunch of coffee grounds. Sorry. We do have one massive boulder over to my right there. I mean, it's just huge. We pulled some beasts out of here, but that is not coming out. I mean, it's big around. It seems to go straight down. You can't find the bottom of it. It's just not happening. So that's part of the reason why I picked this area to do my gourds, because I'm hoping that they should just kind of make their way around the rock, and it shouldn't bother them too much to be planted near it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my seeds and start. Still got coffee grounds in there, sorry. I'm going to go in and grab my seeds from inside and start planting those in there. I'm hoping, if all goes well with this crop, this should be the last year that I'm ever going to use purchased seeds for my gourds, because I'll go ahead and start doing seed saving with those this year. I'm really looking forward to getting into doing that. One of the great things about having an actual forever home here. I'm so excited about all those things. So I'm going to go grab those and start planting them. Alright, so that's all set. Hopefully these will come in. I marked them all off where they are. When they start to sprout up, I'll come in and mulch over all these. I know pumpkins and squash like to have the mulch and really keep that heat in. Luckily enough, even though I'm late, we're at the warmer part of the year now for where we live, so I don't think I need to have the seeds under cover to get them to sprout or anything like that. The chickens started freaking out. I don't know at what. I ran over there, but nothing seems to be up. So otherwise I'm going to go in and get some quick lunch, and then I'll get started on the next project for the day. Weather's really nice today, so hopefully we can get a lot done. Okay, so I went in to eat lunch. The kitchen was a mess, and I said, you know what, we're not doing anything else till we clean this kitchen. And so of course that led into sweeping the floors and scrubbing the bathroom done and that kind of thing. But at least I got a bunch done. Got to eat some lunch, and now I'm back outside. I'm over in this area here that we haven't worked on yet. It's a pretty area. I think the previous owners had a dog in here, and then they tried to turn it into a garden. I'm not really sure. But it's all fenced in, and it's one of the shadiest spots in the yard. And I have quite a few perennials around and things like that that I really like to start propagating and growing and move from other areas in the yard where they're just kind of being a nuisance there, but could be a really nice plant otherwise. And they like partial sun to shade. So that's kind of what I want to turn this area into. So I really want to start cleaning this up, getting it mowed down, start putting some pots in. I think it can be a really nice fenced in area. Maybe put some blueberry bushes and things like that in here on the sunnier side. Behind you, get some sun. Behind me stays really shady. And I think it can be a really nice area. Maybe do some pathways through the garden and stuff like that. But before I can get started, what I want to do first is behind me is what's called motherwort. I'll bring it in close and show you it. So this is motherwort, and like you can see there's bees on it there. It attracts a lot of bees and pollinators. There are literally bees all over this thing right now. But they get these really nice little flowers in there on these stalks. They've got a pretty leaf there, as you can see the height of it compared to me. Yeah, I mean there are bees everywhere in this thing. They are loving it up right now that it's starting to flower. But I want to save these. And there are bees just everywhere. But if we look down at the ground here, as you can see, like this little one here, there's babies of this plant all over the place that I'd like to save. I probably won't be able to save all of them because there are tons of them all around. Another little guy over here. They're all over the place. So I'd really, oh, something crawling on me. I'd really like to save these if I can, so I'm gonna try to pot and dig those up, and then we'll be able to grow them into some bigger bushes like this one, and then maybe sell some of them off on our sales on the weekends for perennials. But I personally really like this, and like I said, there are bees all over it, so it does really well for attracting those pollinators. Oh, I was trying to catch one for you. There he is. Oh, there's two of them. So we're going to work on that, and then I'll show you one of the other plants that I'm hoping to transplant over here that's in the yard. And so this is one of the flowers that I'd like to get moved. It's growing all in the shade where we don't really want it growing because we'd like to mow this area, and we haven't been mowing it because I don't want to kill it all. It's called blue-eyed grass. I'll try to bring it in so you can see. It's got a really pretty flower off the tip of it, and you can see here, if I can get it to come into focus, that's where flowers are gone. It's getting its little seed pods here, but this is actually technically part of the iris family, and it grows in big clumps like rhizomes. It's got maybe about 6 to 12 inch tall grass and these little tiny flowers. I mean, if I put my finger next to that, you can see how tiny that flower is. There you go, now it's coming into focus. And it's on the tip of a nice pretty grass, and it grows by big rhizomes underneath, so you can dig these clumps up and move them and let the clumps spread and grow, and then you can go ahead and separate it into smaller clumps, then it'll grow into a bigger clump, so on and so forth, and that's how you'll get it to spread. So I'd like to move all these guys out of here because there's a bunch of them all around right where I'm sitting down by the driveway in the shade. And I'll move these guys over into the shade where we were just sitting before and let them spread over there. And that way this area by the driveway can be mowed before it gets too out of control here. But I really like this flower. It's just a beautiful grass. Ooh, blowing around. Getting some nice breezes coming in here, so it's getting fuzzy. There you go. And hopefully if I can finish all that up, I'm going to go ahead and harvest the plantain again because it is ready And I don't like to let the leaves get too big, but hopefully I can get to that. So I am gonna put the camera down and go get to work, start cranking some stuff out. And I will see you guys on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm definitely gonna. This weather is beautiful, and the bees are out, and the winds are blowing in. So it's a gorgeous day. And enjoy yours. God bless, and see you later. Bye-bye.